Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It's a weekend, so let's do the whole doggone thing. Saturday, April the 2nd, National Ferret Day. Got to take our ferret out. Oh, wait, we don't have a ferret. National Peanut Butter and Jelly Day. National Reconciliation Day. Love Our Children Day. National Handmade Day. And World Autism Awareness Day. Okay. Saturday is a busy, busy day. Sunday, April the 3rd, National Chocolate Mousse Day. It's my favorite flavor of mousse. I'm not
a huge fan of it. It's a little too thick.
I like it. National Film Score. Okay, that's cool. I go for that. National Film Score Day, National Find a Rainbow Day, National Tweed Day. It's also Geologist Day, Sunday, and World Party Day. All of that stuff happening. And speaking of partying, Chef Geoffrey Zakarian is my guest today. He's a celebrity chef, and he's got a new program called Big Restaurant Bet. We're going to chat all about that coming up. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show this weekend.
At bettercreditcards.com, our mission is to help you get a better credit card. Why pay more interest than you need to? We have cards with amazing points and perks. If you're not a point person and just want the lowest interest rate, you can find those too at bettercreditcards.com. You can also find credit cards designed to help you build your credit. BetterCreditCards.com wants to help you get a better credit card. Give yourself a little credit at BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. The relationships you have with coworkers are some of the most important and complicated relationships you'll ever experience. And of course, a bad relationship with a colleague may make you dread going to the office. So, listen up and don't be one of these. It says Quality Logo Products in the U.S. surveyed about 2,000 employees. That's a big difference. To determine the most annoying habits of coworkers. So they're saying skip these things. Top 3 in order are interrupting, taking credit for someone else's work, and oversharing. So what do you think of those things, Heidi?
I would agree.
I was
going to But you know what? Oversharing is kind of a thing in our office.
It is kind of what we do.
We know everything, every detail.
As you were bringing that up, I interrupted and you didn't even notice.
I noticed. It happens all the time. So
90% of people have a coworker who annoys them. 57% have quit or taken a different job or considered it because of a coworker. 55% who work from home still get annoyed from coworkers. Pet peeve for them, by the way, slow responses to emails or instant messages or all kinds of background noise on calls or eating on camera. So there you go. I've got the rest of that in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
It's Bernie Carrick, former New York City Police Commissioner. If you own a gun, you need to check out StopBoxUSA.com, the safest solution to keep a firearm in your home and get instant, reliable access to that gun. It's an awesome weapon retention product, especially if you have little kids at home or frequent visitors. Get access to your gun in under a second. StopBox is the safest solution to keep a firearm in your home.
Use discount code RADIO to save 10% at StopBoxUSA.com.
You need to check out StopBoxUSA.com.
Did you know? Brought to you by RadioTravelGroup.com. Heidi, did you know spring fever is a real physical condition? Commonly occurs in the spring when a sudden warm spell follows a long cold period. When the temperature rises, the body needs to get rid of heat. Thus, there's a dilation or expansion of blood vessels. So that blood can be carried to the body's surface where heat can be lost quickly. Some people experience an energetic feeling when this change happens due to the body's reaction to the great amount of internal work going on at the time.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, so there really is a thing called spring fever. And there are other people who just get, what we refer to as spring fever, where it's like, hey, I just want to go do something.
Right.
I want to get out. It's like cabin fever, I think, is kind of the same kind of thing.
That's right. Yep.
So every once in a while I have that, where I'm like, I got to get out of this studio. I feel like I live in here.
Agreed.
And then Heidi's like, yeah, can we go now? I'm like, we still have a show to do. All right. We don't know everything, but now we know this. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Now, Big Screen, Little Screen brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. Dolly Parton has long teased about a biopic for the big screen along the lines of like Elton John and Johnny Cash, Patsy Cline, all the others that have done it. And now she revealed who she would want to play her former musical partner, Porter Wagner. She says there's only one person who could play Wagner, Jim Carrey. I think that would be kind of interesting.
Really?
So who would play her? She didn't come right out and say this would be the person, but she said, I love
Miley.
Kristen Chenoweth.
Oh, I would have assumed she would have picked her niece.
No, she said, I love Kristen Chenoweth. She's absolutely fantastic.
I do too, actually.
I do too. I think she's adorable. And by the way, I had tried to get Dolly Parton to do an interview with us about this, and I sent a message to her people, and they responded back and said she's not available. She really wishes she could chat, though. I'll bet she does. And the Walking Dead star, Norman Reedus, has suffered a concussion on set of a popular AMC show. That's sad. Incident occurred on the 11th of March in Georgia. Statement from the publicist said he is recovering well and will return to work soon. He's currently filming the 11th and final season of the zombie horror series. His concussion is expected to delay the show's wrap by a few days. It's unclear exactly how the injury occurred. So 11 seasons, and it's the final season of The Walking Dead. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
The Vegas Travel Center is offering 3 days and 2 nights accommodations to Vegas. They'll completely waive the package price. Plus, you get tickets to your choice of activities as well as meals. Jump on this now. Obviously, a deal like this isn't going to last. When they're gone, they're gone. So don't miss out. Just call 605-210-5220 and they'll get you set up for a great getaway. Call now for this special radio offer. 605-210-5220. That's 605-210-5220.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. This could have probably been part of our big screen, little screen break, but here it is. Anna Sorokin. She was born in Russia, became a German citizen as a teen, and is being deported to Germany after exhausting appeals to remain in the U.S. The subject of the Netflix hit Inventing Anna had fought to stay in the U.S. of A. She became notorious for creating a fake identity as a German heiress, Anna Delvey. She used that to scam financial institutions, banks, and hotels and other individuals to the tune of $275,000. Arrested in 2017, convicted of grand larceny in 2019, sentenced to 4 to 12 years in prison, and now been deported, it sounds like. So, hey, every house has one of these. The junk drawer. What is something that's in every junk drawer, Heidi?
Pens.
Pens?
Rubber
how about,
bands.
here's what the internet says. Keys for unknown locks.
True.
I know we've got some of those. So I'm like, what is this key for?
Yep.
And then I'm like, I don't want to throw it away. So here, I'll put it in this drawer and
Yep.
I'll really forget what it's for.
Screws
that look too important to throw out,
Yep.
but you don't know what they're from. Those circle felt things that go on the bottom of chairs. Assortment of single batteries, some of which are dead. That is pretty much what you find in a junk drawer. In Germany, a man accidentally put the wrong type of fuel into his car. A mechanic told him, I can take care of the problem. It's going to be about $350. The guy goes, yeah, I'm not spending that much. So he decided to take care of it himself. He first tried to siphon out the fuel with a garden hose. That didn't work. Then he tried to use a vacuum cleaner to suck it out.
Oh.
And that blew up the car.
Yeah.
That didn't work. So don't do that. And finally, a thief in the United Kingdom showed up at a house with the intention of stealing a satellite dish. He climbed on the roof, started yanking at the dish when the owner started yelling because the sporting event he was watching went black.
Oh.
He went out to investigate what was going on, and that's when the guy, one angry yell was enough to chase the man away. He took off.
All you had to do is yell.
Yeah, well, because he was mad that he was messing with his game. But I think the guy thought nobody was there.
Oh, okay.
He was thinking he was going to... What would you do with a satellite dish anyway?
I don't know why you...
Doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I don't think he thought this through very well. Your scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com.
Aloha! Are you ready to enjoy a little slice of paradise? GMDVacations.com is a family-owned, professionally managed vacation rental in sunny Kauai, Hawaii. Your family will absolutely love the area, and the vacation rental has room for up to 6 guests. Why stay in hotel rooms when you can have your own area at a vacation rental from GMDVacations.com? Visit Hawaii with us and make your trip to this tropical paradise one to remember. On Facebook and Instagram, online at gmdvacations.com.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Our guest today, celebrity chef Geoffrey Zakarian. He's got a show called Big Restaurant Bet. It's on the Food Network, and we've got him on the line right now. How are you, sir?
I'm great, John. Thank you for giving me this valuable time on your great show.
Well, we're excited to chat.
We're excited about our show.
I think this sounds like a really fun idea for a program. So tell me a little bit about Big Restaurant Bet and where the idea came from and how this whole thing got started.
Yeah, it's a Big Restaurant Bet. You find 80 great chefs searched throughout the United States. They come together on my Florida home base, and we put them through the rigors of what they're going to face if they want to open their dream restaurant, which they all do. They're all talented. They're groovy. They're fabulous people. They're great chefs. But it's only the tip of the iceberg to open your restaurant. We're going to show the viewer what it really takes and what you really have to have as far as leadership, tenacity, passion, and the ability to do all the above as an owner-operator. So we put them through the ringer. One comes out. Hopefully they're not wobbly too much, and then we help them open their dream restaurant. And we give them all of our resources, time, money, and direction, which everyone needs.
And there are probably quite a few people who maybe are a chef right now working for somebody else, and they've got a great job, but they're going, I've always wanted to do my own thing. But it's not as easy as it may look. When you're working for yourself, there's a lot of other things involved, aren't there?
Sure is. And a lot of these chefs, any one of these chefs that we worked with that did this competition, every one of them at one point will be able to open their restaurant. It's just the one we want is the one that is most ready now. So a lot of them are going to have to go through more trials and tribulations, get more experience before they have the ability to really focus and really take a deep breath and swallow what we have to tell them about what it's going to take. Because it's not only cooking food.
And I suppose if you're running a kitchen, that's one thing, but if you're running the entire restaurant, that's a completely different thing. And, if you're picking out every little detail for every single piece of the restaurant, that's a whole different skill set than, working in the kitchen. So I suppose when somebody starts their own restaurant, it's not guaranteed that it's going to work because, again, completely different skill set.
I can't even tell you the skill set you need. It's not just one thing, it's many things. Many, many, many things. So we give them what they need. We show them what they have to give us. And they really, whoever is going to rise to the top is going to be the person that we're going to get behind. And it's really a great concept. And it's hard. I mean, when you see it, it's the look on their face when we tell them to do X, Y, Z.
And this thing fires up this week, Tuesday, April 5th. That's just the first episode, and then there's multiple episodes after that. So if people want to watch it, they can catch the first one this week, right?
Yes. Every Tuesday at 10 o'clock, it's going to be, we start with 8 terrific chefs, put them through the loop, and put them through all these challenges. And we're looking for the next restaurant mogul. And that's what we're looking for. And hopefully, this person, when they open their restaurant, is going to take off.
I think that sounds like a whole lot of fun. Now, we talked about skill set. Let's talk about your skill set because it looks to me like you've done some really cool things. So let's kind of talk about your background and what got you to where you are today.
I've been a chef for more than 40 years, and I started at Lycurk in New York City in 1981, 82. I changed my major from economics to get into food. A trip from France changed my mind, and I've been in the food business forever, opened a lot of restaurants. Owned a lot of restaurants, closed a few even, because that's what it is in the restaurant business. It's very hard. But in general, I got very involved in Food Network in about 2006 and 2007 with Chop, and then I won Iron Chef, and it all just has gone up and up. And Food Network is sort of, as you know, it's sort of if you watch it, it's cultivated and curated and taught generations of people how to cook. It's almost 30 years old. It's kind of amazing.
And the thing that's really neat about having programs like this, it gives everybody an opportunity to get a peek inside that kitchen. So you could have some young girl or some young boy watching this program on TV and then falling in love with the idea of becoming a chef. And who knows who you could be inspiring with a program like the program you guys have right now.
Absolutely. What you're seeing now, the explosion of food, is definitely the relationship between the show and the explosion of food in the last 25 years. I think Food Network has a lot to do with that, and I'm grateful to play a part of that, small part of that.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us today. I'm excited for the new program. Again, it's on the Food Network, also going to be available through Discovery Plus. It's called Big Restaurant Bet. Geoffrey, thank you for your time today, sir.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
I'll throw a link in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
At bettercreditcards.com, our mission is to help you get a better credit card. Why pay more interest than you need to? We have cards with amazing points and perks. If you're not a point person and just want the lowest interest rate, you can find those too at bettercreditcards.com. You can also find credit cards designed to help you build your credit. BetterCreditCards.com wants to help you get a better credit card. Give yourself a little credit at BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
People see better when they're scared. I don't know why.
Really?
Yeah, when you're scared, you see better. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
No matter how badly fingerprints are damaged, they always grow back in their original pattern.
Really?
Yeah, that's cool too. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Elephants sing to one another, but their songs are in a frequency too low for humans to hear.
Oh.
How do we know that? We're just guessing. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
A dolphin's blowhole is an evolved nose that has moved upward to the top of its head. Okay.
Really?
I don't know if I believe that. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
I just wanted to say blowhole.
I
think it's
know.
the first time I've ever said that. Here, fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Perspiration is odorless. It's the bacteria on your skin that creates the odor. Not the perspiration itself.
Okay.
And our final fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Just 30 minutes of daily complaining can physically damage your brain. And listening to somebody else complain constantly also negatively affects your brain's function. So if you got a complainer, tell them, hey, you're hurting me and you're hurting you. Let's stop doing that.
That's a good idea.
Heidi, I got to chat with you here in a minute. Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
It's Bernie Carrick, former New York City Police Commissioner. If you own a gun, you need to check out StopBoxUSA.com, the safest solution to keep a firearm in your home and get instant, reliable access to that gun. It's an awesome weapon retention product, especially if you have little kids at home or frequent visitors. Get access to your gun in under a second. StopBox is the safest solution to keep a firearm in your home.
Use discount code RADIO to save 10% at StopBoxUSA.com.
You need to check out StopBoxUSA.com.
Time now for the question of the day. It comes your way courtesy of RadioTravelGroup.com. Here's your question. The average couple spends 10 minutes a day arguing about this.
Money.
10 minutes a day arguing about this. No, it is not money. You can find the answer in the show
What to
notes
have for
for
supper?
today. Or you could just listen to Heidi because the answer is what to eat or where to eat. Yeah, the average couple spends 10 minutes a day arguing about this. My favorite is when Heidi does this. I'll say, hey, what do you want for dinner? And she's like, I don't care. Whatever you want. And I go, okay, hey, how about you want tacos? No. You in the mood for pizza? No, I don't want pizza. Okay, you want burgers? No, I don't want burgers. I'm like, you just said you don't care. Whatever I want is what we're going to get. How about you tell me what you really want? No, I don't care. Whatever you want. I'm like, I don't even want. You want soup? No. Don't try to say
I
you
usually
don't.
want pizza.
Don't try to say you don't do it because you know you do. It's your question of the day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
The Vegas Travel Center is offering 3 days and 2 nights accommodations to Vegas. They'll completely waive the package price. Plus, you get tickets to your choice of activities as well as meals. Jump on this now. Obviously, a deal like this isn't going to last. When they're gone, they're gone. So don't miss out. Just call 605-210-5220 and they'll get you set up for a great getaway. Call now for this special radio offer. 605-210-5220. That's 605-210-5220.
Now some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. Mike Tyson has a weed company, like a company that sells marijuana in places where that is legal.
Okay.
And they're selling edibles, like the little gummy things, in the shape of an ear.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
really?
It's in a nod to the infamous 1997 incident when a boxer got a mouthful of ear. It was Mike Tyson who bit Evander Holyfield's ear. He's been selling these cannabis products since 2016. Now they're marketing Mike Bites, ear-shaped edibles with a bite mark at the top of the gummy, right where Tyson took a piece of Holyfield's
That
cartilage.
is so disturbing.
Tyson gave the product personal approval, responding to a tweet about the new product by writing, "These ears actually taste good."
Oh my god.
Tyson is believed to earn about $1 million a month through his cannabis brand, Tyson 2.0. I don't know. I've got a link to it if you're interested in learning more. I don't know where else to put it. That's why it's here. It's weird. Today's weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the list brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. The UN's World Happiness Report for 2022 has come out. The list of the happiest countries was unveiled. Here's the top 10 happiest countries. Keep in mind, from the UN's World Happiness Report.
Yeah.
Number 10, New Zealand. 9, Israel. 8, Norway. 7, Sweden. 6, Luxembourg. 5, Netherlands. 4, Switzerland, 3, Iceland, 2, Denmark, and for the 5th year running, the number one answer, Finland. Other countries, Australia is 11th, Canada 14th, Ireland 15th, UK 17th, United States 19th, and the list goes on if you want to read more of those. Again, this is based on metrics put together by the UN. Here's the thing. Wherever you happen to live, be happy there. Don't let somebody else tell you, oh, hey, you live in an unhappy country. Be happy wherever you are. Little tip from Uncle John.
There you go,
That is the
John.
list. You can find all of the details, by the way, if you want to read the rest of the list or all of those details in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Aloha! Are you ready to enjoy a little slice of paradise? GMDvacations.com is a family-owned, professionally managed vacation rental in sunny Kauai, Hawaii. Your family will absolutely love the area, and the vacation rental has room for up to 6 guests. Why stay in hotel rooms when you can have your own area at a vacation rental from GMDvacations.com? Visit Hawaii with us and make your trip to this tropical paradise one to remember. On Facebook and Instagram, online at GMDvacations.com.
Now, the quote of the day comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. This is from Monty Python's Life of Brian.
Oh, I love this movie.
It's Brian. Graham Chapman is who's quoted. And then there's other cast members, too. So here it says, Brian said, "Look, you've got it all wrong. You don't need to follow me. You don't need to follow anybody. You've got to think for yourselves. You're all individuals." And the crowd says, "Yes, we're all individuals." And then one guy says, "Well, I'm not." When Heidi and I first met, that was one of the things that she told me right away. She's like, I'm a fan of Monty Python movies. And then I knew that she was the one. So I'm like, okay, if you like that weird sense of humor, we're going to get along just great. Have you seen all of the Monty Python stuff?
Yes.
And that's kind of like before your time, really, isn't it?
Oh, yes.
I'm pretty sure that's older than you are. But I had not seen a lot of that. I've seen some of it, but I hadn't seen a lot of it until the two of us got married. And then I've seen a lot of it.
Yeah.
And it is funny. It's very
fantastic.
funny. Quote of the day comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. Comes your way courtesy of radiotravelgroup.com. And this story is absolutely amazing. It's from tail end of last month. A 4-year-old found safe and well after 2 days lost in southern Tasmania. Haha, yeah. A 4-year-old, Shayla Phillips, was found safe and well 2 days after she was reported missing by her family. She went missing Wednesday from the backyard of the family's home where she was playing with the dog. The dog was located 700 meters away about 5 hours later, but there was no sign of Shayla. After 2 nights alone in the open bushland, she was found about 1 kilometer from her home.
So that's what I was just going to say. I don't know much about Tasmania and the terrain, so I didn't know what she was facing, but sounds like it wasn't easy.
By State Emergency Services ground party in a heavily wooded and very slope terrain area.
Okay.
Police say Shayla was dehydrated and a bit disoriented. She was taken to by an ambulance back to her family and to the hospital to make sure everything was fine.
Did it say how she ended up?
Well, can I finish reading the story?
Yes, please do.
The inspector says it was a very emotional reunion. It says, we are dealing with a 4-year-old girl who knew we had to find her. We knew that we had to find her. We had to do that, crawling on our hands and knees to locate her. And what the folks from SES did to locate her was amazing. More than 100 people and sniffer dogs and horses and helicopters and drones were all involved in this very intensive 2-day search. There's a photo of her. She's adorable, and she's holding like a little wand and dressed like a princess in the picture. I don't know what she was wearing when she got lost, if that's what she was wearing or something else, but that story could have ended much, much, much worse. I mean, very easily could have ended much worse. So
I'm guessing it doesn't say how she wandered off.
Did I tell you how she wandered off? Because if I did, if it was in the story, I would have mentioned it. All right. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. You can read the story if you'd like to see. Maybe you can find it. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.